Greetings and salutations. Charlton66 here once again with another video. And today's video is going to be really centered around Westerns. I know it's a genre that's not as popular as it once was, unfortunately. But if you look back in history of comics and literature, Westerns have played a big part in a lot of things. Literary, the things that we collect in comic books and movies, and the Westerns have played a big part in it. I find the Westerns to be intriguing, fun. Western movies, one of my favorites is, my all-time favorite is Gene Autry. Despite my age, I did not grow up with Gene Autry. There's just something that resonated with me with him and his music and his movies and whatnot. But that's something else to discuss at a later date. But Westerns, they're not really something that people really talk about and really collect or resonate with people anymore, unfortunately, like I said. But they're still fun nonetheless to have in your collection. So I'm going to go over a few Westerns that I was going through a box, and I've got several boxes of Westerns, but just pulled out some that some people might like. Characters they're familiar with, Ghost Rider, Rawhide Kid, Two Gun Kid, Kid Colt, people like that, and some other stuff in here. Just not a lot, because I know I don't want to make the video really long and talking about Westerns that, everybody would be, I don't want to say bored with, but they won't find it that interesting. So one of the things I want to start out with is my love of the Westerns. Even Randy Bowen, Bowen Designs, made a couple busts of Western characters. One of the ones that I have here is Rawhide Kid, which is a pretty cool bust. I love how the base is a cylinder to a 6-gun. That's a pretty cool bust right here. But my favorite, of course, is how they presented Ghost Rider. Again, the cylinder, 6-gun cylinder base for it, which is pretty cool. This is 1422 of 2000, which is I think they rendered it really well. The Rawhide Kid, I don't know what number he was. 283 of only 800, so the Ghost Rider is over double the production, which is really cool. Neat to have in the collection. And when you talk about Westerns, how can you forget Zorro? Which I think they did a phenomenal job with that. The Z on the base, him ready with the saber. Zorro, one of the original Western characters, with the Cisco Kid and other ones, of course. And onto some comics. Some of these are reprints. Some of these are, I think most of these are reprints. Some got original stories in it. Which I love this cover. It's 6 Guns in the Supernatural with Knight Rider. Awesome Gil Kane cover. And again, these are just fun books to have in your collection. Pick them out and read them and have a good time with them. Ghost Rider number 3. I can't find my 1 and 2, which is troubling. But it's signed by Darlin Dick Ayers right there. I got some Magazine Enterprises original Ghost Rider. None of the Frazetta stuff, but I do have some Emmy stuff featuring the Ghost Rider. Ghost Rider number 6. And this is spotty. I don't know where the rest of them are at. Giant size Kid Colt and the Knight Rider. Another nice Gil Kane goodness on this cover. Price Comics Western number 82. Ken Garcia photo cover. I don't think I've seen any of his westerns. It's a nice condition here. Western Outlaws number 18. Again, I know westerns are not everyone's favorite, but you know, big part of the hobby. And Wild Western number 56. And here's a bunch of reprints, but some good stuff nonetheless. Western Gunfighters number 1. These are really hard to find in decent shape because of the square binding. Number 1. Here's number 2. Nice Herb Trimpe cover. Number 3. Can't tell who it is. Oh, Dick Ayers. Yeah, and I got his autograph right on this cover right here. Dick Ayers and Darlin Dick sign it right there. This was a great character right here. The Black Mask. Good stuff. Western Gunfighters number 4. Ghost Rider and the Apache Kid, another nice Herb Trimpe cover. Western Gunfighters number 5. Gunhawk, the Ghost Rider and Apache Kid. Who wouldn't want this cover, right? Buy this book. So you gun Ghost Rider laying there with his hat off, bullet holes in him. Gotta find out what happens. And Western Gunfighters number 6. Yet another Trimpe cover, I do believe. And Western Gunfighters number 7. Nice Severn cover there. Love this logo. Very cool image. This is the Mighty Marvel Western, another square bound. I believe this is another Trimpe cover. Nice square bound Western goodness here. A lot of stuff packed in these books. The Mighty Marvel Western number 1. Number 4, Mighty Marvel Western 4, Herb Trimpe cover again. And behind me, I don't know if you can see it from there, was my Ghost Rider by Dick Ayers. Right there. He did a commission for me right there on that Ghost Rider, which is pretty cool. Like that piece of work. Mighty Marvel Western number 12. Number 13. Like a Severn cover. I don't know for sure. I'm sure someone out there will recognize it and let me know. Number 14, Mighty Marvel Western number 14, Rawhide Kid, Kid Colt, Two Gun Kid. Good stuff. And they stopped making they went down to regular sized comic books. I don't know with what issue, between 14 and 18. Because here's 18, and it's the regular 20-cent issue with an awesome Gil Kane picture frame cover there. Mighty Marvel Western number 42. Another Gil Kane cover. The last one I'm going to show is another Gil Kane cover on these Mighty Marvel Western number 46. Should be close to the last of the run. That's all I'm going to show for Westerns. Again, I have several boxes of Westerns that I will show at some point, but in sporadic bits, because like I said, I don't want people to find this too boring or not of interest. But you know, never had a Western in your collection or want to get an older Western, you might find it fun. You might find it interesting to have in your collection. On to something else too. I know CP Reader in one of his videos mentioned other things that he collects, and asked the question or posed the idea: what other things do you collect? And it's like with most collectors, if anyone collects comics, it's an offshoot for other things. For me, I don't, I'll do a video of other things that I collect, but I don't even know where to begin, only because it's so much. Comic books, of course, are my primary things that I collect, but it goes to old time radio. I get shows all the time from Radio Spirits, old time radio, and it's, again, even back to Westerns again. Even with some of the popular genres with old time radio is Westerns or are Westerns. You got everything from Straight Arrow, which was a Magazine Enterprise character, to Gunsmoke, to the Lone Ranger, of course, to Hopalong Cassidy. Gene Autry had his radio show. Tons of Westerns that are out there for old time radio. I collect that. Anything Doc Savage. I have his whole paperback run. I don't have any of his pulps. They're either too beat up, or if they're in decent shape, it's a lot of money. So I don't want to show all of the novels. There's a lot of novels, but I collect that. Of course, artwork, comic book artwork, and anything H.P. Lovecraft wise, paperbacks, hardbound books, letters, anything like that from H.P. Lovecraft. It goes on. Anything horror related, Universal Monsters, anything that have to do with the horror genre, I'm there. But it's one of those things that I like to do a video of what I do collect, but it's hard to, like I said, narrow something down, because my Gene Autry collection, ranges between cat pistols to paper stuff to music, 78 records, reissues, high-end box set of reissues. Before he was known as the Western Singing Cowboy, he did a lot of blues stuff, which it's hard to believe that if you know who Gene Autry is, it's hard to believe he was singing about tuberculosis and riding the trains and whatnot. Anyway, again, that was a good question CP Reader posed. I'm hoping to see some other people maybe do some videos about what they collect other than comic books. It'd be interesting to see what other people like. So anyway, thank you for viewing and subscribing. Thanks to everyone who leaves comments and thumbs up, just viewing and subscribing. I do appreciate it. I appreciate the support. Everyone's been really supportive, and I do appreciate the comments everyone leaves. I read them. Like I said, almost in all my videos, I do take the time to read everything and comment. I think I comment on 99.9%. If I do forget one, it's because I forgot, not because I'm just neglecting you. So anyway, thanks for viewing. You guys take care, and I'll see you guys back around.